Okay, this is a look at version 1 of timeline marker groups, which is, for me, like really useful. Now, typically I use markers a lot. Let's just add a few markers in. Marker, marker, marker. So often I'll use these to mark different parts of the scene. Part 1, part 2. So I'm just pressing F2 to change this here. Let me just leave this one here. You get the idea. I might use that. And then also, I might use them also for cameras. So let me just grab the camera here. If I can, select active camera. So if you select the camera and use Control B, you will actually create a marker which binds the camera to this section. I'm going to use Shift D here and duplicate the camera and move over to that camera. Let me just change the positioning here. Make sure you have the camera selected. And so now we'll have a, let me just come in here and change this. It looks like it didn't change the last time because I didn't have keyframes turned on. I'll just put a keyframe in there. There we go. There you go. Okay, so now we got a camera change. But the problem is, and this is a very simple scene, but you can see one of the problems is that we're now mixing camera markers with scene markers. And, you know, oftentimes I'll use them to mark out like animation variations. I was recently doing like an animation of CPU, which had lots of different sort of stages in the animation. I had to put markers in, and you end up with everything getting really complicated. This isn't very complicated, but you can see what's happening there. It becomes difficult to manage. There must be an easier way to do this, which is more organized. Enter marker groups. Now I'm going to select all here and just delete with X down here. Oh, and let's just do a couple of, okay, see now we don't have any camera switching. But what I'll do is I'm just going to do some random markers here. Both markers, markers, markers. And the naming is just coming from the frame range marker, marker. And what I can do is I can say save markers as a group. Boom. You give it a name, animation markers. Boom. And it's done. Here's the marker. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select these now. Boom. X, delete. But the marker group is still here, so I can load them at any time. Ding. Now if you press delete here, that will actually delete the group, which is cool, but may not be what you want. So let me just come in here, X, delete the markers. So if you select down here, let's load. You can, and you can just select here. It's a bit easier just to select from here, deselect, select, and then come here, X, delete. Let's load them in again. Actually, let's not load them in. Let's create some different markers. Let's just marker, 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 marker. Sort of typical thing you might see in a sort of structured animation. Let's save as a marker group. Let's call this the product, for example. Okay, and so now we've got that loaded. But maybe I need to go back to my animation marker, so I can just put that in. Boom. And we get the animation markers and the product, so we can move between them. It makes it way easier to get stuff done. Now let's just come here, select all, and press X down here, delete markers. So let's replace the camera markers. So we'll grab the camera camera 1 here, Control B to make that in there. And we'll grab camera 1, Control B. So now we've got that replaced. Let's just move that up here a bit. So we get the cut, and we'll create a new group. Camera cut. Okay. So obviously the benefit of this is we can have markers for cameras. We can have markers for products. We can have markers for the animation. And there's no conflict between these things. Now, obviously, from time to time, it might be useful to be able to see these at the same time. So we have an ability to turn them on, like as a layer. So we can turn those off. Well, I want to check out the product or the animation with the camera cuts. And you can do this. So it's really useful. Now, the other problem here is that oftentimes I'll be working on a scene and I might grab a couple cameras and send them out to what I like to do is create a different scene. Oh, okay, so here I am. I got my camera selected, and often what I'll do, because it gives me more flexibility with rendering, is I'll send link and transfer data and send these to one of these scenes, like for example, scene 2. And so we've now got the cameras over in scene 2, but there's no camera cuts, and there's no markers, and we don't have the information here, unfortunately, from the first scene. Let me just put this. I'm just going to put this cube over here in this scene 2. Oh, there we go. So one of the things we can do, and this works between scenes, but obviously it also works in files too. So let's export all groups. And I'll just put this into my JSON file here, which I've just got on. Oh, I'll come over to my scene 2, which has nothing here. Let's import the JSON file. And now by default there'll be nothing there, but we can load. Okay, load. And now, my friends, let's just press 0 to go to the camera view. The camera cuts have been exported to this other scene. Now that may seem cool, maybe not. Let's just create a completely new scene. Okay, so here we are in another scene. I'm just going to add in the monkey head, and then we can bring in the import the groups and load away. Bump, load, bump, load, and all the functionality works here too. Cool. Now the cameras don't get imported. I may put that in a future version to export the cameras with any markers which are bound to the cameras. But at the moment you can just copy and paste the cameras in, they'll work just the same. The main thing is just to get, I mean, this is huge. I mean, for me personally, this is like unbelievably powerful. So we load in the markers, and you can select them all, move them as a group, whatever, turn them off and on as you need. And that's basically it. It's simple. It exists down here in the Dopesheet, which is where it lives at the moment. So check it out. Hope that works for you.